guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Taisha. I am back with another video. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Today's video, as you guys can see from the title, it's a really exciting one in my opinion because this is a question I get asked a lot, especially from my foundation twins out there. It's always the question, what is your favorite drugstore foundation? I always get that question asked. So I have very oily skin and I feel like my skin is just getting oilier, especially with the warmer weather approaching me. I have oily skin. Not like I get a little bit right here and here. It's just like my whole makeup won't even stay on. Especially this situation right here, it's just not gonna last. So these are the foundations I have tried and I know I love. I know I can always count on them. I know the shade is gonna match me. I know how they last. I know what looks good, how they make my texture on my skin look, and all that stuff. So these are just my top 5 favorite drugstore foundations. I have way more favorites as well, and I also have a foundation playlist which I have tried high-end and also drugstore, so I'll have that in the comments below. I always say that. I'll have that in the description box below, as well as my shade range for other foundations including high-end, so I can help as many people out there. So I have a really yellow undertone. Sometimes I do go a little bit too yellow on my foundations, as we have seen from the past, but all these shades right here honestly matches me perfectly. They might look different if I compare them by itself, but trust me, everything blends out together. When I do my makeup, everything matches my neck. So yeah guys, all that being said, without further ado, let's go ahead and start talking about my favorite foundations for oily. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the first one, and this one is a foundation that it's not really full coverage and it doesn't feel really heavy on the skin. It's just like if you're into makeup, barely starting, you need a good drugstore foundation, something that almost everybody have tried. This one is a really good foundation for that. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Plus Poreless Normal to Oily Skin Fit Me foundation. I'm in the shade 310, and this is a really good match when it comes to a MAC NC35, which is exactly what I am. So this foundation, it's a really nice coverage, doesn't feel heavy at all in the skin, which I like. And I know not a lot of people like that beat cakey feeling on the face. This is a foundation that is like medium to full coverage and even light. By the way, just putting this out there, I love a full coverage foundation. I do have hyperpigmentation, which is just dark marks from acne and stuff, and I also get acne sometimes. I have one right here and it's pretty dark, so you guys can really see how a foundation covers. For anybody struggling with acne prone oily skin, I feel you, I have that, so don't worry. And I also have a lot of texture when it comes to my cheeks, which is why I started not to really use that much highlighter. If you guys can see, I'm not wearing any right now, but bitch, I'm still gonna be glowing because I have oily skin, you know? Anyways, like I was saying, this foundation just gives me that really nice feeling. It's perfect for going to school. It's one I would recommend people to buy if you're gonna be going to school, going to work, and you don't really want to feel that heavy looking makeup. Me encanta el color. I feel like it's just a really nice, warm, neutral type of undertone when it comes to me, and I feel like I have that a lot. Really warm and really neutral at the same time. So really like this foundation. It's I think like $5. I'll have all the prices and everything you need to know in the description box, and also I'll have it up there in the screen for any of you babes wondering. So the next foundation I want to talk to you guys about is this one from LA Girl. This is honestly one of my favorite ones, and I do have a wear test on this. It's kind of old. I look kind of different like just different in general, so I don't know if you guys want to see it, but I'll have all my wear tests in the description box. But yeah, this foundation, it's beautiful. I think this is one of my foundations that I really like. This is again the LA Girl Pro Matte High Definition Long Wear Matte Foundation. I'm in the shade Light Tan, and it matches me perfectly. Every time I travel, when I do travel, which is not a lot, but when I do, this is the foundation I bring with me because I know how it wears. I know the color is gonna match me pretty well. I know it's gonna look good with any concealer I wear, any powder I wear, any blush, bronzer. I just know this is never gonna fail me, and it has never failed me. It looks amazing on my skin. It kind of blurs out my imperfections, which is amazing. This is honestly a bomb foundation that I recommend all the oily skin people out there. You all need to try this at least once, and you guys are gonna love it. It controls my oils, and just to put that out there, nothing here it's gonna keep you matte like forever and ever, especially if you're dealing with really oily skin like me. But all of these foundations do keep me pretty matte for 4 to 5 hours, and then I do start getting a little bit oily, but nothing ever cracks, nothing ever like just leaves my skin, if that makes sense. Everything always sticks to my face. So it's just the foundations you apply and you don't even have to worry to look at yourself in the mirror. This is a good one. Alright guys, so the next foundation I want to talk to you guys about is this one from Milani. This is the Conceal Plus Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. I'm in the color Sand Beige. This is in 06. I'm not really familiar when it comes to shade ranges for all these foundations. But this one right here, it's kind of a little bit too dark for me, but when I put on my concealer, blend everything out, somehow, some way, everything looks really good. Also, this foundation, I can compare it to the Huda Beauty foundation. This is one of like my favorite foundations in the entire world. It's just $40. This is not a complete dupe for this, but it's really similar when it comes to the coverage it gives you. So if you want a really full coverage effect, I really like this one. I mean, the name says it is Conceal Plus Perfect Foundation and Concealer, which is mostly gonna be a really full coverage effect. I really like how this looks on my skin. Again, doesn't emphasize my texture, doesn't sit weird, doesn't do anything weird when it comes to my pores. I have a lot of pores right here on my cheeks, and I hate foundations that just make me look horrible. You know, if I'm applying foundation, if I'm gonna be doing my makeup, I want to look better, not worse. So this foundation requires a really good mattifying primer. Other than that, it's a beautiful foundation that I will continue to buy and use because I love the coverage and I like the way it makes my skin look. For all the foundations that I am sharing with you guys, I am using an affordable primer as well. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This primer is really good, but it doesn't make my makeup last longer than it actually does. It just makes my pores look less visible and my makeup looks better. Okay, the next foundation I want to talk to you guys about is one that I fell in love with ever since I reviewed it. So this one right here is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. So again, I love this foundation. You guys can go see my word test. I'll have, again, everything in the description box. This foundation is so full coverage but so light on the skin. None of these foundations give me flashback personally. I think that has to do with the powder you're using and the concealer as well, but mostly the powder. So if you guys are getting flashback using any of this, check your powder, just putting that out there. But yeah, this is so full coverage. I'm obsessed with this. I love the way this foundation makes my skin look. I love the applicator as well. You can just dot it right here. I'm in the color 10.5 and also the shade 8. I'm pretty sure I can go with other shades, but this combination works perfectly for me. So basically what I do, I dot my face in the center using F8, and then for the rest of my face I do use 10.5, blend it in, and everything looks bomb and amazing. The coverage, it's amazing. It covers my pores, makes my skin look really airbrushed, really pretty looking, if I can say that, and it doesn't feel heavy at all on the skin, which is why I love this foundation. It's honestly one of the best drugstore foundations, and one that every time someone DMs me or snaps me, I always suggest this foundation. And then the last one I'm going to show you guys, this is another of those foundations that I can wear it in the morning, throw it on, go throughout my day, not even look in the mirror because I know it's gonna be looking good. So this is just one of those foundations. I have a wear test to prove that to you guys, so make sure you guys check that video out. And if you're looking for a great foundation, try this one. You can get this at Ulta. So this is gonna be the last foundation that I mentioned for this video. This one is more new, and you guys can find it, of course, at your local drugstore. And I do know this one for sure has a good shade range, as well as the Maybelline one does. But this one right here is the foundation that I would say if you're looking for a really great foundation that acts like a high-end foundation, but you're not spending that high-end price, it will be the new L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I'm in the color 475 Sun Beige. The coverage is not the best in my opinion because I do have such imperfections in my cheeks and stuff. So I do need probably 2 to 3 layers when it comes to my cheeks. So I need 2 layers for the face, and then for my cheeks I need 3. So you can see that the coverage is just not super full coverage. So this foundation right here has less of a coverage. It's more liquidy, which is why I think it's a really great foundation for everybody out there. In case you don't like the heavy feeling, this is not gonna give you that makeup cakey feeling. It's just gonna make you look good. You're gonna feel really fresh. I think that's why they called it fresh wear, because you really do look fresh. It doesn't look like you're wearing makeup. It doesn't look like I did 3 layers on my cheek, which is amazing. That speaks highly of a foundation. If I can do that many layers and it still looks great, that's how you know you got a good foundation. I'm telling you guys, if you are looking for a great foundation that wears throughout the day, has an amazing shade range for sure, also has sunscreen, which is perfect because we don't want to be aging and you guys do not want dark marks. Trust me, you don't want that. This also doesn't emphasize my texture. It kind of gives me a more filter look, which is why I'm recommending all of these foundations, because they do that for me. But yeah guys, this is honestly such a good foundation. It's one of my favorite ones because the feeling of it, and I know a lot of my subscribers watching this, or whoever's watching this video right now, if you just want a really nice foundation that lasts throughout the day, you don't want to be looking too cakey, this is why it's called the 24-hour fresh wear foundation. You're gonna be looking fresh. It's gonna be looking like you just did your makeup without you barely starting your day. This lasted me and made me not look too oily for lots and lots of hours, which I appreciate. Go watch my wear test if you guys want to see how they wear. So yeah guys, so overall, honestly, every foundation that I mentioned, the color works for me. The way they look on my skin, the way they make my makeup look, everything just works for me, which is why I include them in this video. So hopefully I answered lots of questions when it comes to this. If you guys have more questions, let me know in the comments below. Sometimes I do forget to say things, and then when I'm editing, I'm like, why didn't I say that? So let me know if you have any more questions in the comments below. Everything, shade range, wear test, if I do have it, will be in the description box. Also links for every foundation as long with the price. Everything you need to know, check that description box. And if I didn't answer anything that you guys were wondering, comment, DM me, or snap me. I'm here to help you guys all stay matte with this heat, because the heat is coming. So expect lots of more oily skin related videos from me, because I am ready for the summer. This summer weather is not gonna keep me from looking beat. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking because I can go on and on for days. I also wanted to let you guys know, just because these foundations work for me doesn't mean they're gonna work for you. We all have different skin, we all have different textures, we all have different needs when it comes to our makeup, but these are just ones that I really like. That's why I gave you guys 5 of them, so you guys can go ahead, try them, and let me know in the comments below how they work out for you, because you guys, I'm telling you, you leaving your little review or comment when it comes to foundation helps a lot of people out there. I've also found amazing makeup all thanks to you. So always feel free to leave me your opinion, your recommendations, anything in the comments below. My channel is pretty open when it comes to everything. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a dislike. Like I said, my channel is open for all opinions. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this video, and as always, I'll see you guys very soon on my next one. Bye guys.